Welcome back to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and to start it off, I have to address my predictions from last week. I predicted last Friday that Purdue would be the national champions in this year's March Madness bracket. In possibly the worst case of announcer's jinx I've ever seen, Purdue proceeded to lose just hours after this show aired to the 16-seed Fairleigh Dickinson University. For reference on just how shocking this loss was, in 1985, the NCAA men's tournament expanded to 64 teams. From that point through 2017, a number 16 seed never beat a number 1 seed. Now, it's happened twice in the past 5 years. Maryland-Baltimore County pulled the original upset against number 1 Virginia in 2018, and last Friday, FDU joined UMBC as the only other team in almost 40 years to achieve this upset. Outside of Purdue, other major schools were upset in the tournament, like Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, Indiana, Arizona, and other top seeds that were eliminated early. Also, 2 of our local schools, UCLA and SDSU, were able to make it to the Sweet 16, which kicked off yesterday. Take a look at which teams so far have advanced to the Elite 8. UCLA unfortunately fell short to Gonzaga, and SDSU takes on Alabama this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. on TBS, so be sure to tune in and root for the Aztecs. By Monday, we will have the Final Four set, and the national championship game is on April 3rd, so be sure to watch all the college basketball possible this weekend and see which teams can stay in the fight for the championship. In the women's bracket, their Sweet 16 starts tonight. In the first weekend, a pair of number 1 seeds, Indiana and Stanford, were knocked out of the women's tournament, the first time 2 top-seeded contenders failed to reach the Sweet 16 since 1998. Watch out for Miami, the team that took out Indiana, as they take on Villanova today at 2:30 p.m. on ESPN. While both NCAA brackets had a day off, the world watched as the USA took on Japan in the World Baseball Classic Tournament. The biggest storyline pregame was the matchup of current Angels teammates Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout. Led by strong pitching and dominant hitting, Japan was up on the US 3-1 when Kyle Schwarber hit a solo home run for the Americans, making the game 3-2 in the 9th inning. And I'm sure you can guess who came to the mound to close out the game in the top of the 9th inning. Shohei Ohtani was called in from the bullpen to pitch against the U.S. in the final inning of the game. After a double play, there were 2 outs, no one on base, game on the line, and Mike Trout currently at the plate. This truly was a historic moment as 2 teammates who just so happened to be 2 of the best players in history finally faced off. The count was 3-2, and Shohei Ohtani was able to strike out Trout, stealing the victory and winning Japan their 3rd WBC title. The 2 All-Stars now rejoin the Angels and hope to lead the team to success this season. NFL free agency has slowed slightly, but we still saw C.J. Gardner-Johnson signed to the Lions, Elijah Moore get traded to the Browns, Mecole Hardman join the Jets, as well as some other smaller signings. The world still waits patiently for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision. As I mentioned, tune in to the major matchups in the college basketball world this weekend, such as SDSU against Alabama today, Texas against Xavier tonight, and more. 3 more teams, the Celtics, 76ers, and Grizzlies, have clinched their spots in the NBA playoffs, and a few more might earn their spot by the end of this weekend. On top of that, the 2023 Miami Open of Tennis, ATP, and WTA first rounds took place on Wednesday, and more matches for both men's and women's singles and doubles take place all throughout the weekend and into next week, with the final match of the tournament on Saturday, April 1st. As I said, there are a plethora of different sports and matches, games, and events to watch, so be sure to check out as many as you can this weekend. Or, if you choose to watch none of them and enjoy the break from the rain outdoors, can't say I'd blame you for that either. I'm Cole Young. I'll see you next Friday for another episode of Sports Corner. Have a great weekend.